But I do have some interesting news in this next
This
one.
one's very interesting. This was a study that you found, right?
Yeah, I kind of like
Interesting.
when we find studies because they're very fascinating and interesting to me. So, this was a new study from Quantic Foundry, and it shows game genre interests are changing. So, Quantic Foundry collected data from their gamer motivation profile for about 9 years. So, the gamer motivation profiles, for everybody who doesn't know, is a 5-minute survey that allows gamers to get a personalized report on their gaming motivations and see how they compare with other gamers. So the categories include destruction, excitement, competition, community, challenge, strategy, completion, power, fantasy, story, discovery, and design. And it turns out that gamers become less interested in strategic thinking and planning. So, what is strategy? So, Quantic Foundry defines it as the appeal of long term thinking, planning, and careful decision making. And with this information, this implies that gamers are now more easily cognitively overloaded when they play games and are more likely to avoid strategic complexity. So we want to know, do you agree with this study and or not? Like, this is a very fascinating study that they've done, and I wouldn't have thought, oh, people don't like it, but I can see why. I know for me, when I play a strategic game, if it's too overly complex, I kind of go, oh, this is way past how much like my comfort zone of how much I want to do. So like I kind of get like this whole like I'm good, I don't want to play this game, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
there's. Well, I'm trying to think of the games that I'm thinking of, but there are some strategy games out there that I really, really like and I do enjoy. But they're definitely, even though I like them, they're the games I definitely touch the least because I think most strategy games aren't very co-op friendly. There's how else do I want to put this? There's the I think like some people is like I play video games to turn off and to enjoy and relax. Where some people will find heavy strategy. Hey, this ain't very relaxing for me. So I do like strategy within my games. I love strategy within my games, but I don't commonly gravitate to games that are just about strategy, which like is a lot of those like turn-based like some of the city builder sims in a way, like some of them.
Hmm.
Like depending on the type of city builder it is, I really like it. Other ones are a little too like when you have like the whole hex grids, I usually struggle with those because they're
Yeah.
not as interactive for me. It's more of like I'm watching things go by and I sit here, wait to see what happens, and then I make some clicks and decisions. I need something that's more interactive for me than what a
Right.
lot of I feel like very stereotypical, very deep, strong strategy games are.
Right. Right. I look at it as like the strategy games are like very similar to the risk games. It's like, oh, you need to be very strategic in the sense of like what are you planning to like how you're going to defend or defeat this person.
Hmm.
And so like to me strategy has always been like I loved Age of Empires because you knew like the concept was build your base up as quickly as possible, get through the ages as fast as possible so that you have the best gear, right? But
Absolutely.
nowadays it feels like it's become more and more very heavily like think about this in a if you were the commander of the defense the Department of Defense, like how would you? I'm like, no, I don't want to go that far, people. Like, I'm not here to perform open heart surgery on this game, I'm here to play this game and have a good time. I also think too, on the strategic part, the other end of it, like strategic thinking and planning in the sense of management games. There are some management planning type games that I play that are simulators, right?
Hmm.
And it's very heavily like you must water these crops at this time and they can only grow at this one. And I'm like, this is too complex. Like, why can't we just tell me like, like when we did schedule one, that is a strategic planning and thinking game because you have to strategically think what is the right recipe to create the right product to get the most out of your buck, right? But that's not overly complex to me. That seems less complex, but it could get more complex as we go because we haven't gotten into the next realm of the different types that we have. But that one does a good job. There are some where it feels like you are overly thinking about everything and it makes it really difficult. So,
I 100% agree with all of that, Kitty. It's such an interesting study. It's very. I would love to see more of these come out. I would love to see like how people are receiving other different genres and how they feel about them. So I think that's really, really intriguing.
I think it'd be interesting to go back through Quantic Foundry and see like their other studies and what they've done.
See what else
I
they've
just
done.
saw, yeah, I just saw this one and I thought it was very fascinating
I
that they
agree.
did it. But yeah, like they have so much information and it is definitely something if you guys love studies and data and all that stuff, like this whole website is incredible. They break it down. They do a whole deep dive into what they're looking at, understanding gamers and implications for making games and, you know, all this stuff to kind of like break down what they look for. And I'm like, oh God, this is so intense. Like they even do the decline of identical for both men and women in the sense of
Sure.
like how women and men in the age in the you know the difference in genres and then genders and everything else. So there's a whole lot to this, and even how COVID played a part in how we all gamed and how that was different. So yeah, we'll definitely share this with
And
you
I'm
guys.
sure COVID is why. Sorry, just a random thought. Like I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure like the how COVID is adjusted us to play games is why people are so interested in there is such a boom and interest in that cozy like community, like things with friends phase, because we had to find a way to connect with everybody out without being able to go and see our people. And so many people was like I like all my people, I would see people every week or almost every day. Like I am the house that people
Yes,
come
I know.
to. I don't go to their house. And
Yes, I know.
I will go to their place, but we are the hosts, right? I had D&D every week. So like we definitely used our time that we used to have with one another during COVID through like playing multiplayer games. And like we had this was before I even got a chance to meet you, Kitty. 'Cause we met during COVID, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
And I had like a big Minecraft server going where all of my friends were in there. And that's like we got on almost every day and we were in there just building our bases, doing crazy stuff, and just enjoying our time together. And I think that is why we see here that people like some of the categories that we see that was listed is, you know, community and, you know, story, discovery, designing. Like I think that's because we couldn't go and do things that were so community based because of COVID.